Are you, and listen, I'm asking this not because I'm like, ooh, I want the tea, or I'm asking because I genuinely am so fascinated by you.
So I want to go on camera and say that I'm truly sorry to you, Jeffrey, because...
Tell me why you're so nervous. Let's start with that, because we haven't really talked too much about...
Because I want to talk about the tweet. Wasn't taken in a sense to bash anyone, to try to disrespect Jeffrey. It wasn't taken like that. It was just taken to be dumb and funny.
Let's go slow. You don't have to feel like you have to completely...
Okay. So when I tweeted it, just if you care to know, just a little backstory on it was, I was hungover.
Oh my... Well, this is taking quite the turn.
So what happened on Twitter? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just tired of this person constantly doing this to y'all because I keep hearing he does this. Kind of started to mess with me because I'm like, I don't know anything about him, really. And he doesn't know anything about me, but he's constantly hanging out with other people and having these close moments, but I don't get a hangout, I don't get a phone call, I don't get nothing. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is a person you need to cut out of your life. You've been wanting to cut them out ever since he threw Laura under the bus. When Laura and Jeffrey had that falling out, he threw her under the bus. Let's keep it 100. Why is it that two people who were in the wrong with him, only one gets out alive?
This person who I'm hanging out with is so fucking cool, so completely different than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Not that I was...
My friends come up to me and the conversation is led, and I'm gonna be honest, the conversation is led by Manny. And I'm like, okay, like what's going on?
And we've just been thinking of a PR way to handle this.
And I'm like, okay.
And they have recommended that you take full accountability for the photo, you apologize for the photo, and you apologize to us for us not being involved.
And I'm like, okay. Okay, cool. It is then...
You're gonna have to apologize first.
This is all Manny. Laura's like chiming in, but...
You're gonna have to take full accountability. Your apology's gonna have to go out first. So I would start working on it.
And...
Based off of your apology, this person goes next, this person goes next, and I will be last. And we'll all gauge kind of like what the other one needs to fix.
And I'm like, okay, if you're sorry, you're sorry. I get a text message from Manny, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? I just see it and I'm like, I can't even respond. Like, it's a lot. So I'm like sitting there. It's like a 45-minute drive. Almost by the end of it, I get a text message of,
hey, we really need you to put out this apology because it's a storm for everybody else, Gabby.
and I'm like, wait, didn't you just text me wondering how I am? You don't hear from me? And then it's, hey, we need, cool, okay, interesting. I'm not texting you back because your headspace wasn't to see if I was good. It was to see, when am I putting this? What happened next was where I got upset that I was being painted in a different type of way. So first, Manny's apology wasn't an apology because there wasn't an I'm sorry in there. His initial quote tweet of mine. I wake up that Tuesday and I get a notification that he had quote tweeted me. And I'm like, wait, what? Okay, let me go to it. Thank you for owning up to it and all these things. I'm like, excuse me? So I screenshot it because I'm like, but you can't tell me that you didn't see you didn't read that tweet. It was a short sentence and it starts with the curse word and it's the photo of us four. So not only are you being messy in your quote tweet, let me go look at what you've been liking and what you've been responding to. So why am I seeing, of course you didn't read the caption. It was all fun and games until it backfired on the four of you. It absolutely was not at all. It was childish and I'm too grown for that, honestly. You're too grown? Too grown for what? You constantly talk about him. You constantly say all these things. So why are you the one who constantly keeps burning bridges and using people, but you're too grown? No, you can't. You say worse. Let's keep it 100. You've said worse. So my tweet that kind of set it all off was, no, Manny, stay out of it. And think about who your friends are. He drug you down, did a half-assed apology, and no one is buying. trust me, it's been an eye-opening 24 hours is his response. I looked at other tweets he was liking. I wouldn't stay friends with someone that put me in a bad position and created all this drama. Why are you liking this? Yeah, I may have started this, but let's not act like you don't feel like this. If not worse, because I've heard you say worse. Liking something shady is obvious. That responding something shady is obvious. They're creating that narrative, and it's obvious. Interpreting things over reading things. No, because there was a lot of people online saying, wait, what, did y'all just throw him under the bus with him? Why is Gabriel the sacrificial lamb? All these people are saying it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. I am. So it's like,
Oh my god. What the fuck?
I was done with him. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, I'm out. It felt good. It sounds dark, but it felt good to just cut someone off like that. I unfollow him. Of course he freaks out because we're all going through a lot. What do you mean we're all going through a lot? What are we all going through? Because it looked like I was the only one going through it. You're not gonna apologize to someone that has helped you get to where you are? Even though you've played he offered it. He didn't do things for me. Go and I don't know what manufacturer to use and blah, 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 this, blah, 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 blah. And your friend is like, well, I mean, I can put in a good word for you in my place and I can give you these contacts. Don't act like this person didn't do nothing for you, okay? But when Laura's apology came out and she was dragged through the dirt, dragged through the mud, because you got a lot of hate, you weren't anywhere to defend your friend. But there's a tweet of her defending you at one point. There's your best friends. Trust me, that when someone with my friends, as y'all have seen, I go up to bat. You at this point. But your best friend isn't gonna defend you and is gonna allow all this while you get the biggest hit and you're losing the most? When in actuality, you didn't do as much as he did? Cool. It's been an eye-opening experience. I feel like weights just lifted. Okay.